Okay, hey guys, welcome back to this channel. In this video I'm going to talk about, I guess, my story on how I go about purchasing my first investment property, and the outcome of it. And yeah, this is just my experience on it. As a first-time investor out there, you're probably going to feel the same way. You're probably a little bit lost, because I know I was. After reading a lot of books, after going to a lot of seminars, after watching a lot of videos, finding every single information out there that you can think of, then that's when your thought process is like, okay, I need to start making action. So you've already gone through all the theory. You find out that apparently buying investment property is actually the best thing on earth. That's gonna make you wealthy. A lot of people creating a passive income, and you should be able to retire quite quickly doing that. And if you don't know, there's about to be a lot of expert out there that understand that gives you a lot of expertise opinion and how they go about doing things. So my very first investment property is actually purchased using a buyer's agent. Now, I don't know a lot of buyer's agent out there, but we tested on 2 different buyer's agents. So I'm going to talk about this first one alone. So because I was new, I didn't know what to do, and we've got enough income to get a mortgage. My wife and I was working. We were planning everything out, and it was great because the both of us was working, we were able to save up quite quickly to get enough deposit. When we had our first deposit, and because we don't know anything about property, we sort of look at it, okay, then if we get a buyer's agent, they buy property day in, day out. They're helping, I guess, newbie investors out there to achieve whatever requirement that you wanted to do. So we chose a buyer's agent that in my mind is like with the best intention of the client, and with the intention that they're going to help us to achieve financial freedom. Because technically the owner of the company, they achieve financial freedom using real estate. Like, okay, cool. So we chose them instead of any other buyer's agent. They're providing us with, I guess, analysis on the property that we're thinking of buying, and purchase that property with the intention that we're gonna get enough rent and with a passive income. Reality of it, they did purchase the property for us, and then after about a year or 2 later, they're asking us, hey, you want to buy some more properties? He goes, yeah, I do, but it turned out to be that my serviceability wasn't there, and I cannot borrow any more money. Reason why we cannot borrow money is because our circumstances change. So the idea of it is this: buy investment property, first investment property, make that positively geared, create a passive income from that one property, and get a second one, and then a third one doing the same routine. Let's say do the same transaction, but you're still keeping them. However, a lot of things change between 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's like 6 properties that we have. So after using that buyer's agent, we thought we actually have the best deal, but it turned out to be it's not the best deal. Not the best deal at all. Purely because of this. So we bought the property, I think it was like about 350 grand or something. So after everything, after all the numbers, we actually out of pocket roughly about, I think about $100 per week, $100 or $150 a week. All I know is this: at the end of the day, that property is actually costing us money every week instead of just making us money. So I didn't really want to. Well, I didn't understand it because our saving is still there. Our saving is actually still higher every week because the both of us is still working, and because the both of us are still working, so we minus $100 a week or a month, it doesn't really matter because that's like a very small coin, I guess. And yeah, I didn't really dive into it a little bit more until things happen in our life. So that things that happened, it was actually having kids. So if you're thinking of investing, you gotta be mindful, especially if you're young, or if not still single. There's a big obstacle financially when you actually have children. So that's when I have to actually dive in a little bit more, understand it, like dig in and find out all the numbers properly then. Yeah, and we when we bought that property, we're like, yeah, this is cool. We got an investment property. We thought that it's like, yes, we're winning in this, creating wealth thing with real estate, creating a passive income with real estate. But that wasn't it. Because we were working full time, we look at it, it's okay, it's only $100. I didn't even know they was losing money, to be honest, until one day that my wife actually stopped working. So from a dual income to a single income, there's a lot of stress involved with that. There's a lot of problem solving that it's involved. So I don't know where you guys at financially or property investing wise, but this is my story of it. So when my child was born, our intention was, my wife's gonna take maternity leaves at the end of the 12 months. She's going back to her job, and after that she can work full-time again, and our saving will be a lot more bigger as well. So in the meantime, there's a band-aid that we can do at the moment, which is just using our saving or her maternity leave pay to service our current lifestyle. So fast forward a year later, so once the maternity leave pay is already finished, and then a year later that she's supposed to be going to go back to work. However, that didn't happen. She had to actually stop work because we're having our second baby. So, but this time we had four to five properties or something. But this time, we have roughly about 4 or 5 properties, and because it was actually negatively gearing, it's costing us money. I was trying, and our saving was getting lower and lower and lower, and thinking to myself, what's going on? Well, why do we have a lot lower in our saving compared to what it was 12 months, 2 years ago? Why do I have to work so hard? Why do I have to get a second job, or why do I have to work 7 days a week? This is not a lifestyle that I actually wanted to be in. So, and then when I looked into fine comb, like when I looked at every single dollar that is coming in, it turned out to be that my property was actually negatively gearing. I didn't know this. I did not know that my property was negatively gearing until I actually go through every single dollar that was going in and out of my property. So that wasn't cool. When you buy a lot of properties, there's only so much that you can hold. And on top of that, when we went to our mortgage broker, I go, hey, can I borrow more money to buy more investment property? He goes, sorry, but you're tapped out. We can't give you any more property. We can't give you any more money to borrow for investment property. And I'm thinking to myself, what? This is not the plan that I actually wanted. Because I thought it was supposed to be, we've got a lot of properties in our hand. We should be able to borrow some more money because we're good with our money. And that wasn't the case. Wasn't the case at all. So it turned out to be that we were like, I don't know, I think it was like $500 or $600 per week or something out of pocket. And I guess the broker goes to me like, you need to work on your cash flow. I'm like, okay, rightio. So this is why I work 7 days. It turned out to be that all of my property is running me dry. So what do you do then? What do you do then? You gotta find a way to turn that around. Like, oh, okay, this is not fun. Turned out to be that I'm losing money. So there's a lot of ways to do things. There's we look at it. Oh, okay. What do I have to do in order to turn that around? So I was in that, financial draining. I was so tired. I worked 7 days. Worked like 60 or 70 hours a week. 10-hour days averaging. And I thought to myself, this is not fun. This is not what investment property should be. It turned out to be that I'm losing money in my property every week. It's not fun. So somehow I managed to sell that property with a slight difference. And I was able to turn that around from a minus whatever it was to positive about $300 per week. That is my very first property that I ever made. And then when I looked at the numbers now, I'm like, am I really making that passive income? And yes, when I looked at the numbers now, I look at it every week. It turned out to be that I am making a passive income on that one property first, yeah. So imagine that, yeah. Imagine if you're like buying it from an expert, expecting that they going to buy you a property that is going to be a positively gearing, that is going to generate you more income than what the loan is. We paid that expert, and it turned out to be they just sell you a piece of real estate quickly, and they're gonna give you they don't really care in terms of where you're going with it. They just give you analysis, make it quick, and then send it out to a customer, making sure in the paper it looks nice, it looks what it sounded to be. And it turned out to be that most buyer's agent out there is driven by sales and commission. And they're not looking at your benefits. Like, they're not looking at the best intention for you. They're just looking at the best intention for them. So, and that wasn't what we thought it would be. So be careful if you are actually going to use a buyer's agent. Make sure that they are looking at your best intention and make your plan works. And I decided that I look at it, I think we paid too much for the property. Because I just want to get the sale, do the transaction quickly, and I was too eager. Beaver just signed whatever there is in front of me, and didn't work out as planned. So a property can get really stressful if you choose the wrong one or we didn't have the right team. But it can be rewarding if you know what you're doing. It all comes down to if you know what you're doing, and if what you want, you can actually get that. So in the beginning of my investment property, it was sour. In fact, up to the stage, like I just want to sell it. I'm getting rid of this pain because I'm losing money. I'm working too long of days. I never see my kids, and sleepless nights. All that jazz happened in my life, and it wasn't fun when you're in debt, and that much in debt, and when you thought that you can't get out of it. That's even more worse. So I managed to turn that around, and for those of you who's feeling the same way, there's bound to be a way. So I ended up doing this. If I was to sell it normally, we could probably pack it. I think it was like $100,000 or something like that. Something which is big enough money, but to me it's like, okay, but we're not actually receiving a cash flow out of it. But because I'm selling it a little bit differently, I managed to getting a passive income from it. That generating us passive income of about $300 a week or so for the next 30 years. So there's bound to be a way. It can get really bitter. I was that bitter. I was that bitter that I don't want to deal with anything with property anymore. But that's because I didn't find my way. I didn't find a way to get out of the stress. So anyway, hopefully this video here will help you guys out. I'll talk to you on the next video. So I managed to get out from minus whatever it was to create a passive income on that first property of roughly about $300 per week. That's the first property. I'll tell you on the next property, the next video anyway, what happened on the second property and third property and the rest of them. So talk to you guys later. Bye.